Jonah. Through the book of Jonah, we can realize God's love and compassion for his people. One day, the word of Jehovah appeared to Jonah and told to go Nineveh city and declare that calamity will come to that city because the sin of the people of Nineveh is a thorn in my face. But Jonah thought that God's punishment for the sin of the people of Nineveh and their bad behavior was right. So he went to Tarshish instead of Nineveh and boarded the ship. Then God's wrath comes upon Jonah, and God creates a storm on the sea, and the ship is wrecked. The sailors on the ship were afraid that the storm would sink them, so they threw all the cargo overboard and lightened the ship. While Jonah lies fast asleep in the bottom of the ark, then the ship sailor came to him and woke him up and said to him, "How can you sleep in such terrible conditions? Wake up and pray to your God." And again he says, "Will you have mercy on us, your God, so that we do not fall and die in this storm?" Then those traveling in the ship cast lots to find out who will be the cause of this disaster. Jonah's name appears in the ticket. Then they ask Jonah, "Who are you and where you come from and who are your people?" "I am a Hebrew and fear of Jehovah God in heaven. If God wants to me to go Nineveh, I am going to Tarshish. This storm has come because of me." He says, "Pick me up and throw me in the sea, and the storm will slow down." Praying to their Jehovah God, "God, that we have killed an innocent man, do not let the sin come upon us," and throw Jonah into the sea. When Jonah was thrown into the sea, the storm stopped. Jonah, who fell into the sea, was swallowed by a big fish appointed by God. Jonah remained in the belly of the fish for 3 days. He realizes his mistake and begs for God's forgiveness. God hears the prayer and commands the fish to cast a hook on the beach of Nineveh, and Jonah goes to Nineveh. Nineveh, being in God's sight, grew into a great city with a population of over 120,000. It will take 3 days to go around the city. Then Jonah announces that the city will be destroyed in another 40 days. Then the people of Nineveh observe a day of fasting, begging them to avert the impending danger. Everyone ties sackcloth and sits in the ashes and prays to God. King Nineveh also takes off his royal robes and wraps himself in ashes and prays to God. God hears their prayer. I foresaw that God would do this to the God of Jonah. I fled to the city of Tarshish, knowing that you would not harm them because you are a merciful and gracious God. He begs to kill me rather than live. Then God asks Jonah, "It is fair to angry you?" Then Jonah pitches a tent on the east side of the town of the Nineveh and observes what has happened to the town. Then the God grows a sycamore tree next to the tabernacle that grows and overshadows Jonah. Jonah is very happy to see the tree. Then God created a worm that corrupted the tree, causing it to wither. Then the sun and hot wind make Jonah is faint, and he thinks it is better to die than to live. Then God spoke to Jonah like this: "You are suffering so much about this tree, which was born in one night and grew withered in one night without growing it." God asks Jonah, "If this city of Nineveh, with a population of more than 120,000, is destroyed, will it hurt me?" Jonah realizes his mistakes by God's words.